What's up, y'all?
Listen.
What's up, listen? You know what I'm saying? We're back on another video with a black girl lit with some literature. Okay. You know, different setup. We gotta record at my spot. You know, switching it up on y'all, keeping y'all guessing constantly.
Right.
Is what we're doing.
Because I didn't finish the book.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Until an hour ago.
She did an hour ago. I'll give you some background.
EJ was talking to me last
You
night.
had 50 pages left.
But he was talking to me last night the whole time, so I couldn't read.
We're here with another Black Girl Lit video because we lit with literature. Okay.
So we read an adult book.
Adult literature.
Right. The Awesome Girl's Guide to Dating Extraordinary Men by Ernessa T. Carter. It took me forever to read this book.
Ever.
So we're going to talk about the author. Like I said, her name is Ernessa T. Carter. She worked as an ESL teacher in Japan, a music journalist in Pittsburgh, a payroll administrator in Burbank, and a radio writer for American Top 40 with Ryan Seacrest. She's also a retired LA Derby doll.
Oh, so she did the roller derby.
Yes.
That's legit.
And she also wrote another book called 32 Candles.
Yes.
And I think she has one coming out this year. I can't remember the name of it. I didn't write it down. But yeah, that's Ernessa. She's black.
She's black. And she made Black Girl Lit books. So to come to find out, 32 Candles, which was one of her previous books, is technically like a prequel to The Awesome Girl's Guide to Dating Extraordinary Men. It focuses on one of the other main characters in the book. So yeah.
Let's see. So now it's Jazz's turn to do the book synopsis.
This is where
synopsis. Where she shines. Where she flourishes.
This is where I thrive.
I wrote it in my notes this time.
Yeah,
so
thank you. Don't forget about me. All right. So The Awesome Girl's Guide to Dating Extraordinary Men is a book about 4 best friends. You have Sharita, Thursday, Risa, and Tammy. Sharita, Thursday, and Risa, they all went to Smith College together, been friends since college, and they kind of linked up with Tammy later in life. And it's kind of like your idea of like the black girl version of Sex and the City, or like Girlfriends. You have the bohemian, who is Thursday. You have the artist or musician, who is Risa. You have the bookworm, who is Sharita, and then you have the model, the pretty friend, who is Tammy.
Pretty rich friend.
The pretty rich friend, who is Tammy. And basically all of the book is about them kind of going through life in, I think, like 2 years time span, I think it is.
And they're all like entering into their 30s.
Entering into their 30s, dealing with relationships and friendships. And what's funny is The Awesome Girl's Guide to Dating Extraordinary Men is actually a book within the book. So it's some Inception type stuff, okay?
That's really cool.
So Tammy's sister-in-law had written a book called The Awesome Girl's Guide to Dating Extraordinary Men, and all of them were given a copy, and it's kind of like some of them read them, some of them don't, and just kind of going through their trials and tribulations of being black women in their 30s in LA and just dealing with relationships, friendships, and kind of all those things over like a 2-year time span. My synopsis. I think
Alright, next we're just going to discuss like our reactions and some of our feelings and sentiments toward reading the novel. I want to start this because first of all, this thing started out slower than molasses in the summertime.
Oh Lord.
It was
it was really slow.
I was like, I think I put the book down for like 2 days. I didn't even bother with that hoe. I was like, The tea is hot. Once it picked up the pace, I was like, okay, it's getting there. It's giving me something. I felt like it was slow for one reason because it gave too much background information.
Yeah.
There was so much backstory. Like, I appreciate a backstory. I want to know what's going on, but it was just too much. Yeah. And even when I got to the end of the novel, I was just like, why are you giving me all these details? Like, why do I need to know that one sweat bead was dripping down their face at 2:59 p.m. post meridian in Europe? And like, it was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. And then the sections where, so it's told from all of the friends' perspectives,
except Tammy's.
Yes. Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, Tammy doesn't actually tell the story from her perspective.
The reason why I mentioned that is because I like the sections that were from everybody's perspective more than I did the individual ones, because it was like a little confusing because they would be telling the same story but from a different perspective, and it was really some Inception type stuff.
I actually appreciate the fact that they told the story from each person's, like the same situation from everybody's perspective. Because like we talked about in the last video, a book being told in first person makes them an unreliable source. So actually having these other perspectives of the same like situation, I appreciate it. But continue, qualms.
No, I think that was all my qualms.
Okay. Or qualms.
Yes.
So for me, I actually didn't really write down my reactions. So I'm gonna take this off the dome. Freestyle. Yes, the book started off really slowly, and I had the same kind of like sentiment that she did. So I actually tried to finish the book. So I thought she was gonna finish it before me. So she had texted me. She was like, "Oh, I made it through the halfway point," and I was like, "Oh, me too." And when I wasn't, I was like only like 30%. So I had last time because I was trying to keep up. I didn't want to be the weak link. Turned out I wasn't. So.
Right. I was super weak. I broke the chain. Okay.
The book did read slow. And there were a lot of plot twists and like little things that happened throughout the book that I like. Part of me was like, this is probably gonna happen. And then when it did happen, I was like, oh, that really happened. And I was shocked. So there's some good little twists in there that I appreciated. I also appreciated that it talked about, and this is something that we can get into like in the major themes, but I appreciate it talks about how to handle friendships when you're in a relationship. Because that's a big thing. Because a lot of time, a lot of women, you get into a relationship, unfortunately, in most cases, you kind of stop talking to your friends in the process, especially in the beginning of that relationship, or when you're having some pivotal change in your relationship, your friendships kind of suffer, unfortunately. And I like that the book touched on that kind of things.
Now, major scenes and topics. So the things that I wrote down were actually related to different characters. So Thursday had a couple of things. She was dealing with daddy issues and her hate for black men. Suicide.
Yes.
Sharita had a drug addiction. No, not Sharita. Risa had a drug addiction and an eating disorder. And Sharita dealt with neglecting herself, and she also dealt with colorism. And then, of course, the other topic that Jasmine mentioned, like friendships and just relationships in general, and then trying to cultivate your friendships while also trying to cultivate a healthy
relationship.
Romantic relationship is a whole another thing. There's a lot of topics, very real life, mature.
Yes.
And I felt I could relate to this book a lot because I am 30. I just turned 30 last year, so it was like, it's like a really transitional, pivotal moment in your life. So,
and I think for me, I said I could, like when I was reading the book, I felt like I could see myself in all of the characters in some form or fashion. Like I could see a piece of myself in Risa, even though she was crazy off the wall, this artist, bohemian, and then I could see a little bit of myself in Thursday. So the themes that I have are very similar to what Nakia has. I have relationships, specifically black love, because Sharita puts black love on this really high pedestal, whereas like she said, Thursday, just I'm not dating black men. Black men, I'm only dating white dudes. Then also lesbian relationships. It talks about that as well and dealing with that. And then maintaining friendships, and I have as an adult through death / tough situations, and also through relationships. And then there's a lot of death, and then also forgiveness. And then there were some things about self-worth and self-acceptance, which she talked about in terms of like Sharita.
Well, there's a couple of scenes, I guess, that I like actually responded to out loud as I was reading. So one scene that made me like LOL was when Thursday ran into Sharita and her boyfriend in Target, and it turns out that Sharita's boyfriend was Thursday's roommate's ex-boyfriend. And so this guy is from Scotland, and he had a heavy accent according to Thursday, and Thursday couldn't understand anything he said. She thought the dude's name was Benny when his name is Ennis. So
she would have him write down everything that he said because she just couldn't understand anything that he said.
And in my mind, disrespectful. In my mind, Benny was like a fat sloppy dude until he got with Sharita, and I was like sexy, you know, with the white boy haircut. I'm gonna put a picture in a white zaddy. Okay. That's what he looked like then. But she ran into them in Target, and so Ennis is talking, and Sharita understands everything he says, and Thursday cannot understand him, and Thursday's like, what did he say? After everything, and Sharita's like, you really can't understand him? No. Like every single time Ennis would say something, Thursday'd be like, what did he say? Like, really, what did he just say? And I was laughing in my car, like cracking up. It was the funniest thing to me. Oh my god, that was a really good scene. Another one that stuck out to me, it's kind of traumatic, was when Thursday, I thought she was gonna commit suicide.
Oh.
After she broke up with Caleb.
Yes.
It was her first serious relationship ever in life that lasted longer than 3 months. And she was just like spiraling, and all these thoughts came in her mind, and I just knew she was gonna like kill herself. And she always was thinking about, I'm gonna jump off this building, I'm gonna do this, and I just knew she was gonna kill herself. So that was a really pivotal scene.
So my biggest scene, I think, was the reveal of the one. So throughout the book, Risa has been in a 10-year relationship with someone that she has called the one. No one else has met the one. They don't know who it is. They just know that this girl is just somebody that Risa's attached to. Every Valentine's Day, Risa proposes to this girl. The girl tells her no. Someone that she doesn't really, they just don't know who the one is. And so as you get into the book, the one is revealed. And that entire scene of her being revealed was just a lot to me. Not just who the one is, but then also the culmination of how, I'm trying not to give y'all spoilers. And I'm trying to decide how do I explain this scene. Man,
the one is somebody that everybody knows, but they don't know that person is the one.
Right, and then the way that it happens is that Thursday is caught up in some drama, and she's caught up in the middle of something, and somebody was like, no, this is what really happened. Dang, I can't really explain it. Just know that scene was really pivotal, and it was a lot, and I was like, ooh, baby.
I think we can explain it this way. Like, Thursday starts messing with somebody that the one had a fake relationship with.
Right, okay.
And then, so the guy that Thursday is with has to go to the one and like, you need to tell the truth so that I can just freely date Thursday.
Yep.
And so the one doesn't want to tell the truth,
right?
But the guy, he puts it all out there,
drops the bomb,
and Thursday's like,
man,
y'all, they dropped the bomb on all of us. I think that was my other scene.
That was crazy. Also, the other scene for me, and it was actually technically, I guess, it could be two scenes. It was Thursday's dream. So the book starts off with Thursday telling her friends about how she has this dream about how she is in a farmer's market, and she runs up to a man and says, okay, I'll marry you. And
as soon as he turns around, she wakes up.
She never sees who the person actually is. And Thursday's always like, I'm never gonna get married, and that's not the type of thing that I want to do. And then the book ends with Thursday's dream, essentially, but
it happens in real life.
And I was like,
I was shocked that happened.
I was like, oh, that's so cute.
I was really shocked. I was like, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be some other dude.
Right.
It's not gonna be that.
There was a couple things I was like, I'm shocked happened. I think she did good the way she described it. Also, there was some adult scenes in there that weren't too shabby. I was like, ooh, okay. I see what y'all doing.
I see you, Ernessa.
Okay, girl.
I see you. I don't know. Sharita's she's a tragic character.
She is, and she makes herself a tragic character.
Yeah. And she's so giving, and she doesn't realize that people are hurting her
and taking advantage of her.
Oh, that was my other scene.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Now we're talking about Sharita. So Thursday and Sharita have a falling out.
Oh yeah.
And they don't talk for months. That's real.
That is real.
I've had falling out with friends. I've had falling outs with the same friend multiple times.
That is some real, and I think that's part of the reason why I like the book is because I can relate to those situations. I have fallen out with my friends for months. I've fallen out with the same friend for months, and to have another friend bring us back together, or another situation lead us back up.
Nothing ever happened.
Right.
I hope that happens.
There's love there forever.
I've been drinking. This book was very well written. I will say, it just gave a lot of details. I felt like sometimes, but I think in the end, you appreciate those details.
At the end of the day, love is a decision, the most important one you'll ever make. And that is an excerpt from The Awesome Girl's Guide to Dating Extraordinary Men by Baby Girl.
I did like that because she said love is a choice, but liking somebody is natural. Know from the moment, do I like this person?
So it was like a fiction book with a little bit of self-help intertwined in there.
Really dope. This could be a good movie.
It could.
Or a TV show. I think it'd be a good movie.
Ernessa,
it would have to be 3 hours long.
Get with us and we can write the screenplay. Yes. I can't. So I don't know why I just said that. The best part of the video is when we rate it. We gonna rate it. We gonna rate that book. Because we gonna rate that book.
We have sober, which we're not.
We're not at all.
Have we had a sober book yet?
No.
That's good.
That's a good thing.
right. So sober is just whack.
Buzz.
Tipsy.
No, it's Buzz. Then
she
always forgets Buzz because this is never a Buzz. She goes straight from sober to tipsy to lit. She is never Buzz.
And then we have Buzz, which feeling good. You start perspiring a little bit, getting a little hot, and your lips start tingling, so you feeling good. Then tipsy, and just start getting loose. All in the shoulder.
Get loose as a goose. Get loose.
And then tipsy, you just tipsy is just out of this world, top notch. Bam, bam, bam.
Lit is out of this world.
Oh, dang it.
See, this is what happens when she gets tipsy, man. She can't even keep it.
I'm just gonna stop talking.
Yeah, okay. So it's sober, buzz, tipsy, lit. Okay.
All right. So you all might be surprised by my rating for this book. But it's lit. It's lit. Like, it's a real book, and I like the fact that Jazz mentioned it's kind of like self-help interwoven with a novel, so you're getting self-help advice without it being explicitly given to you. It's real life situations, and I feel like it had a lot of, the characters had to do a lot of things. They had to change, like their ideals, their thinking. They just totally had to shift their mindsets and shift their lives, and I think that's important. When I was going into my 30s, like, I knew that it was going to be a very pivotal year for me. And when we went to Mexico, Dave's sister Angela told me, was like, you just feel like more confident, like you're more assured in yourself, and you have less time like for the BS. And I think that that's what this book is talking about. And I like the fact that it highlighted black female friendships, because you don't get to see a lot of that. You see a lot of, on TV and social media, a lot of cattiness with black females, but it was very positive black female friendships, and it shows you the actual trials and tribulations in black female friendships that you go through. So you will fall out with your friends. You'll be mad at them. You'll be upset with them. You may curse them out. Stuff is going to happen, but at the end of the day, like, we have to, as black women, come together and be together and cultivate those relationships just the same way as we would cultivate a romantic relationship. So this book was just, I'm sorry I got deep on y'all for a second, but this book was lit on all fronts. It was really good.
So I actually agree. I do think this book is lit. It's a lit book. It's lit. It's lit. So,
not a lit tipsy.
Not lit tipsy, but an actual full lit.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason why I think it was full were the exact same reasons that Kea has. It's just something that I could truly relate to, and I felt really happy about the book, and I was really happy with the ending and how everything turned out for everybody.
I'm just mad that it ended like in a flashback.
Yeah, that was weird. I thought it was gonna flash forward a couple of years, looking at how everybody was doing, but no, it ain't with a flashback. That's how they met, but which is cool, but still. I thought it was very lit. I thought that it has good information. I think it touching on the relationships, the friendships, being a black woman, especially being a black woman in LA, which I've never lived in LA. I'm pretty sure that's an area where it's kind of probably hard to be a black person sometimes, especially if you're in Hollywood and you're just trying to make it. And also talked about relationships, and I could see, like I said, I could see myself in every single character, and there was a bit of me in each of them, and I liked that about it. And I also liked how it gave an honest view of black female friendships and how some days y'all aren't gonna get along, y'all gonna fall out, but you'll come together, because that's what's really, if you truly love each other, you'll come together in some form or fashion. And I also like that at the end, like, everybody had to change, everybody had to grow. And with me going into my 30s this year, I think it was really good for me to have this and to read it. So I think it's a lit book, and I really enjoyed it.
I also, the fact that this book addresses like the importance of spending time with your friends. Like, I know, there's people like to say, if we're friends, we don't have to spend every waking moment together. And when I see stuff like that, that kind of makes me feel bad, because I had a falling out with my best friend. Just gonna be honest. So I don't know, like, our relationship is in limbo right now. And so when I see stuff like that where people say, like, you don't have to talk to your friend every day, blah, 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 blah. I don't feel like I have to talk to you every day, but I should feel some sort of connection with you. Even if I don't talk to you for a month or so, because I know we're all in that age, in that transition phase, that's cool. And I like the fact that this book, has that. Like, they had set times where they spent time with each other. They talked to each other, they communicated. And I think that's just the big thing with any relationship, be it friendship, romantic, familial, whatever. You need to communicate. And this book just did a good job of doing that. I didn't think I was gonna like the book, And I feel like every book starts off like that.
But no, I agree with that. I just think that the book was really good. I think
it was real.
Especially, it was real. And that's just something that I like to read in literature, so I'm happy that I exposed my kids to some adult realness.
Because our next book is fantasy.
Because our next book is YA fantasy. So
my next 2 books are fantasy, and her next 2 are real.
My next 2 books are
so she's keeping me balanced.
We gotta keep it balanced. We gotta keep each other balanced.
So our next book is by Roshani Chakshi. I hope I did not mess up her name.
We apologize if we butchered. Oh, she cute.
But it's called The Star Touched Queen. It is the first in a series. I want to say she's Middle Eastern or Asian, but you know, we'll get that in the next book, get the background on the author. Please feel free to join in with us. Go to your library and check the book out. You can go on Amazon and you can buy books inexpensively. So join in with us, y'all. But go get this book and join in and read with us, and drop some comments down below when we post that review. But if you have read The Awesome Girl's Guide to Dating Extraordinary Men, or you want to read it, give us some comments below so that we can engage and have some book discussion with you all. But that is it for this book review today.
Yeah, so make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Follow our social media, blackgirllit_YT. Yeah, thank you for watching, and please make sure to engage with us. We want to talk to you, want to hear from you as we're going through these books.
We'll see you in the next one, and as always,
remain Black Girl Lit.
Yes.
Or stay Black Girl Lit, because y'all the lit set.
She's just throwing all of our taglines in there.
I love when you start getting drunk towards the end of the video.
Yeah. Alright, bye lit set.
Bye.